People often wonder why their kindness gets taken for granted. You might notice that the more you give to others, the less they seem to value what you do. This happens because kindness without limits can actually lead to less respect, not more. People tend to appreciate things they have to work for. When you make yourself too available or always say yes, others start seeing your kindness as something they're entitled to. It stops feeling special. Setting boundaries isn't about being mean or selfish. It's about protecting your time and energy so your kindness stays meaningful. People value what they have to earn, not what is always freely available to them. Setting boundaries protects your dignity and teaches others to respect your time and effort. Saying no when necessary is a sign of strength that helps maintain healthy relationships. You might have noticed that the more you give, the less people seem to care. The more patient you are, the more they push your limits. This happens because when people don't understand the worth of something, they use it badly. Many people think kindness means you're weak. They believe being nice means you won't stand up for yourself. But that's not true. Kindness is not weakness. Love is not foolish. Mercy is not stupid. The real issue isn't your kindness. The real issue is not having limits. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that being kind alone will make others respect them. I certainly did. They believe that if they're nice, patient, and always around, others will treat them well. But kindness without limits leads to disrespect. Have you seen this pattern? The more you help some people, the less they thank you. The more you give up for them, the less they notice what you do. You bend over backwards to be there for them. Instead of being grateful, they start to feel entitled to your help. Why does this happen? People don't value what they don't have to work for. What's always there gets taken for granted. Easy access reduces perceived worth. Human nature makes us overlook what's always there. A river that never runs dry doesn't get praised. A road that's always clear doesn't get any thanks. When people know you'll always say yes, always forgive without making them accountable, and always be there no matter how they act, they start seeing you as ordinary. Even our Creator sets limits while being loving and kind. Grace is given, but there must be responsibility. Think about giving a child a toy every single day without making them earn it. The first time they'll say thank you. The second time they'll be excited. But by the 10th time, they'll grab the toy and walk away without a word. It becomes something they expect, not something special. The same thing happens with people. When you keep giving your time, effort, and help to people who never give back, they start seeing you as someone they can use instead of someone they should respect. Kindness only works well when you use it wisely. Many people mix up being kind with being a doormat. They think being patient means putting up with abuse. They think being loving means never saying no. But love without rules isn't love. It's hurting yourself. When you let people treat you badly and keep being kind to them, you're not helping them. You're teaching them that bad actions don't have results. You should be kind, but stop giving kindness where it's not respected. Stop giving to people who only take. Stop putting effort into relationships where you're the only one trying. Stop letting people use your good heart against you. Kindness is a gift, but it only has value when given to the right people. They're never there when you need them, then it's a one-sided connection. They only call when they need something. Then that's not a real relationship, and you are being used. They never say thank you, then they are taking your kindness for granted. They never change their behavior, then your forgiveness enables bad actions. Don't be scared to set limits. Don't be scared to say no when you need to. Real respect isn't demanded. It comes from how you carry yourself. Be kind, but never at the cost of your dignity. People work hard for certain things, and those are the things they value most. But things they get too easily often don't matter to them. This is a basic truth. People don't value what they can get without effort. Think about it. The air you breathe is free, but most people don't think about it until they can't catch their breath. Water comes from the tap every day. No one stops to be grateful until there's no water. When something is rare or hard to get, it suddenly becomes precious. This is why gold costs more than sand. Sand is useful, but it's everywhere. Gold is not. Clear quartz is plentiful, but diamonds are not. Now think about how this works in your life. When you make yourself too easy to reach, too ready to give, people start seeing you as common. They won't treasure having you around because they think you'll always be there. They won't appreciate your kindness because they know they can get it any time. Some of the most disrespected people have the biggest hearts, not because they aren't worth respect, but because they've given too much access to people who haven't earned it. Look at relationships. Have you seen someone chase after a person who ignores them but ignores the one who's always there? This happens because people are built to go after what's hard to get. When you're always calling, always texting, always checking in while the other person does nothing, they take you for granted. Not because you aren't valuable, but because you're too easy to reach. This works in leadership too. When a leader is always available, answering every call and every request, people stop respecting their time. But the leader who chooses carefully when to be available gets respect. Limited access creates higher value. You shouldn't ignore people or hold back kindness. But if you don't manage how people reach you, they will abuse that access. Where there's work involved, there's appreciation. Picture walking into a store and seeing a diamond ring sitting outside next to plastic jewelry. You'd wonder if it's real. Valuable things aren't placed where anyone can grab them. When something is truly valuable, it's kept in a locked glass case. That placement alone makes it worth more. The same applies to you. When you make yourself too easy to reach, people question your value. You might be tired, drained, and frustrated. Not because you're not a good person, but because you've given the wrong people unlimited access to your time, energy, and kindness. Instead of appreciating it, they treat it as something they deserve instead of something special. How to manage access? You need ensure that not everyone should reach you directly. Not everyone should demand your time. Not everyone should enter your space freely. People don't value what they don't have to work for. If you want people to respect your presence, sometimes you need to let them feel your absence. If you want people to appreciate your kindness, sometimes you need to hold it back until they learn to. Weak limits lead to poor treatment. You might think being available all the time will earn you respect, but that's not how it works. When you give without limits, people start to expect it. They stop saying thank you. They stop seeing your help as special. Think about a child who gets a new toy every day. At first, they're excited, but soon, they just grab it and walk away. The toy becomes normal, not special. The same thing happens in your relationships. When you always say yes, people see you differently. They start to think your time isn't valuable, your help is unlimited, and that they don't need to earn your kindness. People don't value what they don't work for. This is basic human nature. We ignore common things until they're gone, but we treasure rare things. Your kindness works the same way. When it's always available, people stop appreciating it. You've probably seen this pattern. You help someone repeatedly. They appreciate it less each time. Eventually, they expect your help. They get upset when you can't help. This happens because you taught them your kindness has no limits. You showed them they don't have to respect your time or energy. This creates a drainage problem. Some people only call when they need something. They disappear when you need them. That's not a relationship. That's exploitation. If you keep giving to someone who never appreciates it, you're not being generous. You're being wasteful. If you keep forgiving someone who never changes, you're not showing mercy. You're teaching them that bad behavior is acceptable. Kindness without wisdom is self-destruction. You're not helping people by letting them mistreat you. You're actually hurting them. You're teaching them that actions have no consequences. Creating healthy limits in your relationships is a must. Your biggest heart can make you the most disrespected person. Not because you're not worthy, because you've given too much access to people who haven't earned it. Make yourself too available and people see you as common. They assume you'll always be there. They know they can reach you anytime. Think about stores. Diamonds sit in locked glass cases. Plastic jewelry sits in open bins. The placement tells you the value. Where have you placed yourself? If everyone can reach you anytime, people question your value. They treat your time as unlimited. They treat your energy as free. Work on managing your availability. Not everyone should have direct access to you. Not everyone should demand your time. Not everyone should enter your space freely. Here's what you need to protect: your time, your energy, your kindness, your peace. People must work for these things. When they work for something, they value it. There's pursuit required. That pursuit creates appreciation. Learning to say no is an asset. Saying yes to everything doesn't make you respected. Honestly, it just makes you look weak. Lots of people fear saying no. They worry about things like disappointing others, seeming difficult, looking selfish, losing relationships. But always saying yes sends the wrong message. It shows people you don't value your own time or energy. When you don't respect your own time, nobody else will either. Without saying no leads straight to trouble. You get overworked and exhausted. People stop respecting you. They might see weakness instead of generosity and figure you can't stand up for yourself. In relationships, this pattern pops up. You always forgive mistreatment, so they keep mistreating you. You always give without return, but they keep taking. You never set limits, so they never show respect. You've shown them you have no boundaries. Without boundaries, respect just fades away. Look at the people who get respect. They're not the ones who say yes to everything. They know when to say no. They understand their time and energy matter. Limited access actually creates higher value. You can learn to position your value, and your value comes from two main things: what you offer and how you position yourself. Don't make yourself too accessible to people who don't appreciate you. Be kind, but don't let people take advantage. If you want people to respect your presence, let them feel your absence sometimes. If you want your kindness to be appreciated, withhold it until it's cherished. This isn't pride, it's just wisdom. Here's something important. Setting limits isn't the same as building walls. Limits protect your peace. They help you decide who gets access to you. Limits preserve your energy for people who deserve it. They say, I respect my time. I value my energy. I choose wisely. I give with purpose. Limits are healthy. They show you know your worth. They prove you won't accept mistreatment. There is a right way to give. Kindness is powerful, but only when you give it wisely. A lot of people confuse being kind with being a doormat. They think being patient means tolerating abuse. Being loving means never saying no. Being forgiving means ignoring bad behavior. But that's not love. Love without discipline isn't love. It's just self-destruction. When you reward bad behavior with more kindness, you're not helping. You're teaching people that actions have no consequences. There is a way to give kindness, but stop giving kindness where it's not respected. Don't keep pouring into people who only drain you. Don't invest in relationships where you're the only one making an effort. Don't use your good heart against yourself. Kindness is a gift. But gifts only matter when you give them in the right places. You've got to manage your investment. You've got to be selective. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to you. Not everyone has earned your constant availability. Think about a river for a second. If it never dries up, nobody really appreciates it. A road that's always open? People don't appreciate it. Funny how that works. Constant presence loses meaning. People naturally stop valuing things that are always there. It's not your fault. It's really not their fault either. It's just human nature. But once you know this, you can create positive changes and enlighten others with these principles. If you like what you're hearing so far, like the video. This always happens in relationships. If you're always available, people start seeing you as ordinary. They assume you'll always be there, so they stop being grateful for your presence. This is why some of the kindest people get treated the worst. It's not because they lack value. It's because they've given unlimited access to people who haven't earned it. You might have noticed this. If you stay available 24/7, people begin treating your time as worthless. The first time you help, they say thank you. The second time, they're grateful. By the 10th time, they just take your help and move on without a word. Your kindness turns into an expectation, not a gift. This happens because people don't value what they don't have to earn. You need to become something uncommon. Ever notice someone chasing after a person who ignores them, but treating someone who's always present poorly? This happens in families all the time. Humans are wired to pursue what's hard to get. If you're always calling, always checking in, while the other person does nothing, they take you for granted. Not because you lack value, but because you're too easy to reach. Limited access boosts your value. This rule pops up everywhere. Your positioning affects how people treat you. If you're too easy to reach, people won't see your value. Maybe you feel exhausted and drained right now. It's probably because you've given the wrong people unlimited access to your time and kindness. A leader who's selective about their time commands respect. Why? Because limited access creates higher value. The fix? Manage access. Not everyone should have direct access to you. Not everyone gets to demand your time or enter your space freely. Set a time to open text messages. You have an idea which ones are important to your business and health and which ones are just taking up your time. This creates higher value. People don't value what they don't work for. It's not about being mean, it's just wisdom. Ask yourself, who gets my immediate attention? Who's earned access to my personal time? Who actually respects the access they already have? When you manage who can reach you, things shift. People start respecting your time because they see it's limited. They appreciate your help because they can't always get it. Sometimes the best way to show your value is by stepping back. Sounds harsh, but it's true. If you want people to respect your presence, let them miss you. If you want your kindness to matter, wait until they're ready to appreciate it. This isn't pride, it's wisdom. Your value isn't just about what you give. It's also about how you position yourself. When you're always around, people forget what life is like without you. They assume you'll always be there, no matter what. But if you step back, things change. People notice what they had. They remember why your presence mattered. Absence teaches lessons that presence can't. It shows people what they're losing and makes them rethink how they've treated you. Think about the people who only call when they need something. They're never around when you need them. That's not a real relationship, that's just using you. If you keep giving to someone who never appreciates it, you're not generous, you're actually just wasting your energy. If you keep forgiving someone who never changes, you're not merciful, you're enabling them. Your absence gives people space to realize what they had. See they took you for granted. Understand your kindness was a gift, not a guarantee. Decide if they want to change. Some people will notice and change. Others won't care. Either way, you learn who deserves your time. We can't force people to change. Being kind doesn't mean being available all the time. It means being smart about where you put your energy. It means protecting your peace. Don't let people use your good heart against you. Stop making yourself too accessible to people who don't honor you. Be kind, but be wise. Give, but don't let people take. Love, but don't let love make you blind to disrespect. Your value isn't just in what you give, but in how you let others receive it. This is new for many people. When you get this, you stop being a doormat and start being someone people truly respect. Kindness is powerful when you give it with wisdom. Love without discipline? That's just self-destruction. If you let people mistreat you and keep rewarding them, you're not helping. Instead, you're teaching them there are no consequences. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. Don't be afraid to say no when you need to. Boundaries are mental strength. When you say yes to everything, People stop seeing your help as something special. They start expecting it instead. You might believe that always being available will make others value you more. But honestly, the opposite happens. What happens when you never say no? People develop a sense of entitlement to your time. Your efforts go unnoticed and unappreciated. Others assume you have no personal priorities. You become exhausted and drained. Think about this pattern. The first time you help someone, they thank you. The second time, they show excitement. But after the 10th time, they just take your help and move on without any gratitude. Your kindness turns into an expectation instead of something they feel grateful for. It's a weird shift, isn't it? Your time and energy are limited resources. When you say yes to everyone, you send a message that these resources have no value. People treat what's easily available as ordinary. This is just how it goes. The signs you say yes too much. You feel exhausted but can't say why. People contact you only when they need something. Your own goals keep getting pushed aside. You feel resentful but keep helping anyway. Others make demands rather than requests. If you let people mistreat you and still reward them with kindness, you teach them that bad behavior has no consequences. That doesn't help them grow at all, and now you see what it can do to you. It's lose-lose. Your good heart shouldn't end up working against you. But when you give it to people who drain you, that's exactly what happens. If this hits you differently than you expected, you know what to do. Subscribe if you want more psychology that actually helps you see and understand yourself better. And leave a comment with one thing you're done feeling devalued about, because it dies in daylight. If you've been in the dark, you've been there long enough.